First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. I am Prince Olani Karounwi. I am an indigen of Ogun State, and I am from here, from Abeokuta. It's been quite interesting to, find myself in this, among others, in this field of filmmaking. John Lee's Films has, over the years, produced a whole lot of great content. Some have been published, and a whole lot are still on our hard drives in our post-production studio. Professionally, I was trained as an engineer.
Wow.
Yes, I was trained as a Mercedes-Benz expert, mechanic. But I have practiced for about 16 years. And while I was practicing, there was this passion that I have for entertainment. I love to see where people sit down, with bottle of wine in front of them, and some set of people come to entertain them. Anything that has to do with entertainment, I've had passion for them. And that has driven my passion, my professional passion, into the industry per se. Back then in the 90s, the mid-90s and late 90s, I used to give money to people who were producing movies then, because I didn't have time, I didn't have time to fully have a platform, have an establishment that dwell more on film production. When I give you money as a businessman, you maybe after 6 months you shoot a couple of content with the money, and then you pay back the money. But in 2005, I decided to go in fully into this movie production company. We established Gross by Nigeria Limited then, and that handles entertainment, e-commerce, and we just brought everything together. But in 2014, I had to create another company. I have to establish another company that go deep into film production, and that is where the name John Lee's Nigeria Limited came from. And since then, we have had great productions. I've had a couple of people say, let me cite this example. In 2019, we were filming somewhere in Lagos, and the residence we were using, some of our locations, part of the location we were using was a duplex residence. Myself, 2 other fathers in the movie industry, known faces, were standing by the gates, and the owner of the house came. The actors were filming inside, we were just standing outside, because on my production, oftentimes I imbibe this idea of you put your money where your mouth is. When I am filming, if you ask my crew, I've always been out there with them to give them this moral support, and at the same time to ensure that the investment was properly used. So I am not a CEO who sits back at home while the cast and crew are out there in the field. So we were there standing by the gate, and the owner came and said, I want nuisance. I was like, are we not nuisance in the real sense? Is this our house? And the man went further and said, see, he was pointing to one of his kids and said, see, don't emulate them, they are jobless people. And And then I approached the Baba and said, sir, we are not jobless. This is a profession. In 2018, if I'm not mistaken, no, 2022, Forbes publication rated entertainment as #2 most lucrative business in the entire world, and it will retain that position of #2 for the next 20 years. This reinvigorates and re-energizes my passion as far as movie industry is concerned. We are independent marketer. We are a production and a manufacturing outfit, and myself together with our crew have believed in one common thing: we need to change the narrative. Several people might have seen those who are in the entertainment industry, especially the filmmakers, the movie makers, the actors. They might have seen them as Oloraye, people who are jobless, who don't understand what they are doing. But some of us need to let them know that you need to change the way you look at these people. See, the world is getting crazy every day. Why do you think the skit makers are making more money? Because when you feel down as a result of the economic crisis we are all feeling in Nigeria, the next place you want to, laugh your heart out is to go on social media, laugh, watch the skits, then watch some good movies. I want to tell you something. We have a platform. We have a bigger platform that we will be launching in the next couple of months in Nigeria, for Nigerians and for Africans in diaspora. It's a platform where you will find great movie contents. Apart from the one we already have for medium movies, we have a bigger one that will work with cooking. We're still in the kitchen cooking it up. I wouldn't invest so much millions of naira into this platform if I am not convinced. I have had the conviction that yes, this is the way to go. And we have so many people. We have so many great kids with talents. See, as parents, you cannot understand the talent your children have until they start exhibiting this. And how will they be able to exhibit those talents? Is when you give them that support. When your child is acting, you see them holding microphone, miming, and stuff at home, and you say, my friend, go and sit down, go and take your book. Everything is not about book. At least I have seen in some Western culture where the students there are exposed to more practical drama presentation than the time they spend in classrooms. And this is why you see most of these Hollywood actors excelling. The same thing is happening in Nollywood in Nigeria. Parents should be able to give their kids this moral support. They need to give them that backing. As much as we are encouraging these kids to focus on their academics, let there also be a focus on creative industry, creative world. Like I told you, I was trained as an engineer, but here I am in the film production industry. And we haven't even started. We have not. We have had our downtime. I invested a couple of thousands in dollars in about 4 years ago. We came out with a platform. It crashed because that was during the COVID-19 era. Everything was just you reaching out to some developers online, but 2 of these people went with COVID. They died. And at the time we were hit with bugs, instead of them to fix it, we discovered these guys were already dead. But my desire, my passion never died. I waited, went back to my drawing board and said, okay, I still want to do this. And in order for me not to keep encouraging myself, I have to keep pumping money, shooting movies, different movie titles, putting them on our hard drives, and I wasn't going to sell our contents to any marketer outside. We have shot some great series. We have series 26 episode shot in 2021. It's a true life story and it touches the life of everybody. We are yet to launch this. This is coming on our platform, our premium platform, when we launch it. We have so many other epic content that we have shot. They are all on some hard drives in our post-production unit. So parents should see an opportunity. Like I did say some months back when we had Adeshewa drama. See, some of us pay as high as 1 million naira to kid actors for acting, and we pay more attention. Kid actors are more valued than the elderly ones on set, because we need to make sure that we take care of them. We put them in a nice hotel with their ward or parent or whoever would come with them. Make sure that nothing happens to them. For your child to make 1 million naira on a particular set, if you support that child will make 100 million naira. But when you don't support them, enough of this Africanism of you have to be a doctor. Yes, without doctors, we'll feel sick, we may die. But let us also encourage children to go into film industry. When you encourage them to go into film industry, you'll be proud and say, when you look at, I don't want to mention names, when you look at these popular actors that we have now, their parents are proud of them. I was listening to one interview from one of the skit makers. He said when he was growing up and he was a talkative, the parents will beat him, say, can't you keep quiet, can't you? But the same talkativeness is what is feeding him now, putting bread on his table, and he's taking care of this thing. And the parents will now say, yes, that's my son, when they see him on the screens of TV. So the same thing will be advised to parents, that we need to encourage our children, we need to support them. If they chose that path, let us support them. Let us balance the idea of, okay, you need to study, you need to focus on your academics, but at the same time, this passion of yours, don't let it die. My son has some hidden talents, and I'm already building on his talents from like 3 years back. I've been building on that talent, that passion he has. So it won't be difficult for him to choose a career in the future. I don't want to kill his dream. I would have said, no, I want you to take over my business. Parents don't need to die before they hand over the baton to their children. Let your child or children run beside you. Hand over the baton to them, let them run beside you so you can guide them. That is the only assurance that when one is dead and gone, your investment, your establishment, your empire will remain, will be handled well. My vision is my vision. I always tell people, I am the visionary of John Lee's Films. If tomorrow my son wants to take over, or he feels like, okay, let me just see what I can bring out of this, he's going to have his own vision and run the business according to his own vision. When I am dead and gone, I will be gone with my vision. The same thing is applicable to an individual. You are the visionary. So many big names have died, and now their conglomerates, their world already collapsed, because he was the visionary, they were the visionary. They died with their vision, and their children did not share the vision with their parents. So when we have kids who are interested in coming into the creative world, it is better we support them as parents, because apart from money, this is, film industry. When you see actors and actresses acting those stories that had happened tens of decades ago, you see a storyline reenacting, and you see the actors reviving these characters. and then we can learn, our kids can learn. So it will be too bad for any parent to want to talk his children or his child out of the passion for acting, because this industry is something I believe in. This industry will continue to survive. It is true that we have, when you look at some unscrupulous elements that are in this movie industry, you wouldn't want your child or your children to want to go in there, but so many of us are changing the narratives now. I do not believe in sex for all. So many people believe in that. They used to believe in that, but several of us are now, changing the narratives. And in 2018, John Lee's film is among the first, if not the first, that will cast a lady who has never faced camera in her entire life for a lead role. We did an auditioning. She came. The storyline was so pathetic. The character has to cry from the beginning of the story to the end of the movie. And I am a natural person. I am this person who would never allow you to put rub or onion to produce tears. You must get into that character. I have a very good director then who will talk you into your character, and everything will come naturally. So many people came into our audition location then, while several of those who were supposed to be moderators on that set were looking at, okay, this one is busty, nurturing some passion towards those ladies who came for auditioning. I picked out this girl. She was slim, fit, and she could produce natural tears. I said, this is the person I am going to use. Oga, don't do that. This is an investment of about 7 million naira. How can we use somebody who has never faced the camera? I said, she is the one we are going to use. The movie is out. We have the movie among our collections. She acted, and everybody was surprised that this girl, it was a risk I took, but that risk was a calculated one. See, at John Lee's Films, if you have the passion, if you can deliver your lines, if you have the courage for that character role, we will use you. I don't believe in big names. I don't believe in faces. When your storyline is good, it produces a star out of a nobody. But when your storyline is bad, you need to look for the list, A list or B list or whatever they call themselves, to want to interpret that bad storyline. So I believe so much in, using so many people. It doesn't matter if you have ever faced the camera or not. Just have the courage, be able to deliver your lines, and John Lee's Films will be ready to work with you. So that is all I would want to say for now. As far as letting parents support their children as to their decision to want to go into film industry, because this is a big bag. There is a lot of money in the film industry. If foreign companies could come into Nigeria and be interested in having some of our actors produce local content for them, then we ourselves should be able to appreciate what we have. Nigerians have good culture. We have a lot of good storylines that these white guys are looking for. So why abandoning this and letting people come all the way from their country to take over what we have? Thank you. I see Nollywood taking over globally in the next couple of years. I don't want to be specific, but we're getting there. The ranking was Hollywood, Bollywood, then Nollywood in number 3. If we can secure the number 3 position, then we are not stopping at number 3. Because I am proud to be from Abeokuta here. I am proud to be a son of Abeokuta. I am proud to be a Yoruba person. I am proud of my culture. And I can tell you, either people like it or not, Abeokuta is the hub of Nollywood production. Yoruba, Abeokuta is where things happen. People come all the way from Lagos, from Ibadan, come to Abeokuta, bring production from all these places to Abeokuta. And why I decided to move down to this state and to this town of mine in 2020 is because I want to have our own signature. I want to put our own signature in our own little way. We want to change some things within our own sphere where we live, where we reside. You cannot be in Lagos and make things happen in your hometown. So that is why we moved down here. And by the special grace of God, we are going to be doing Ogun State proud. We are going to be doing Abeokuta proud because Nollywood is coming to take over. If these multinational companies believe so much in our culture, our stories, then we are not stopping. We will not sell our story out. We should have a platform where several people all over the world will go to for any Nigeria indigenous movie, and that is what we are out to achieve. So I can tell you 100% that Nollywood in the next couple of years will take over the entertainment industry globally. We will be reckoned with. Right now we have so many of our actors traveling abroad to go and film with the white guys. They are picking so many of our actors, locally made actors, to act alongside the big names abroad. So if they can do that, why can't we bring them too to come and handle camera, be our directors, and produce our own content here? Nigerians have potential, great potential. I don't believe that until we have traveled abroad. We've traveled to a couple of countries. We are resident in those countries. We're resident in those countries, and I want to tell you that if we can come back here to want to make things happen, then we believe so much in this country. We believe so much in the Nollywood industry that we all belong to. And I know somebody will have to bail the cats. Just one person will have to bail the cat. It takes a lot of strength, a lot of conviction, a lot of devotion, a lot of hard work for you to bring about a change in a particular society or in a particular field of profession. But Nollywood is coming to take over. That I can tell you categorically. So I'm proud to be in this field. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.